All right, we are live. Hi ho, Chilio. Good evening. I'm David Reimer with the Texas Storm Chasers. It's 7:03 on the 2nd of August, 2021. Surprise, we've got a few tornado warnings across the upper Texas coast into the Golden Triangle. These are going to be associated with showers and thunderstorms coming onshore from the Gulf of Mexico in an environment supportive of waterspouts. And when waterspouts move onshore, they become tornadoes, although they typically only last for a brief period of time. So let's go ahead and zoom on in. Let's take a look at what we have. We do have a tornado warning. It's going to be for northeastern Chambers County in southeast Texas towards the Golden Triangle. This is going to be for a confirmed waterspout moving onshore near Anuak, moving east at 15 miles an hour. This is going to be 7 miles east of Beach City. This will include Anuak. It may stay just south of town. And again, I don't expect these are going to last very long. This is a waterspout that is moving onshore. When they do so, they briefly become tornadoes. They don't typically last too long after they move onshore, but you know what? They can still cause damage. Second tornado warning is going to be for the Bolivar Peninsula, and this does include, well, the Bolivar Peninsula. This includes Gilchrist, and the west side of High Island. This is going to be near Crystal Beach, or 15 miles northeast of Galveston Pier 21, moving east at 20 miles per hour. Again, these are waterspouts moving onshore with showers and thunderstorms. These are not supercellular in nature or long-lived tornadoes. These are your summertime showers and thunderstorms that produce waterspouts over the Gulf of Mexico. And then occasionally they can move onshore and become brief tornadoes before they typically dissipate not more than a few blocks inland from the beach. Nevertheless, we do have a couple tornado warnings, and because we try to do severe weather coverage for all tornado warnings in the state of Texas, alas, here I am after power washing the driveway. I'll admit I did not expect waterspouts and thus was not prepared to sit at a computer right after doing power washing on the driveway, but hey, you know what? It's life. Let me be clear. We do not expect tornadoes across inland regions of Texas tonight. No tornadoes in central Texas, no tornadoes in the Edwards Plateau, no tornadoes in the Hill Country. These are brief waterspouts, and if they move onshore, tornadoes on the immediate Gulf Coast, on the upper Texas coast, kind of into the Golden Triangle region. This is east of Houston, east of the Houston Metro, southwest of Beaumont, southwest of Winnie, southwest of Port Arthur, near Orange. Make sure I am not laggy. Looks okay on my end, so not sure what all that could be about. But again, this is why we're here. We've got two tornado warnings, both until 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Hopefully, we'll get lucky and we can get rid of them sooner than that. I'm doing right now is I'm setting up a couple of my displays so I can take a look at real-time data. Okay, so these are, again, showers and thunderstorms producing waterspouts. We'll switch over to the which way the wind is blowing mode. And again, we're not typically going to see a strong velocity couplet with these circulations. These are waterspouts. They're typically very weak and occur not because of supercellular characteristics or associated mesocyclones. They typically occur because of enhanced low-level vorticity, just associated with the fact warm Gulf of Mexico water temperatures. So these are waterspouts that could briefly become tornadoes as they move onshore. Typically, they will move a couple blocks inland before dissipating. So, one little shower or thunderstorm a couple miles south of Anuak, moving east inland. If there's a waterspout, it's coming onshore right now. Let's just go ahead and play buttons. About 4 miles south of the center of Anuak. South of Farm to Market 563. Southern storm capable of producing a waterspout, and apparently it's been confirmed there's a waterspout just south of Gilchrist. This is going to be moving towards High Island and this is going to be a storm capable of producing a brief tornado as it moves inland. Again, waterspouts, when they move onshore onto land, become tornadoes. Same thing. It's just if they're over water, they're waterspouts. These are not supercellular tornadoes. They are not strong tornadoes. They are not long-lived tornadoes. These are summertime waterspouts that have just enough oomph to make it a couple blocks inland onshore and become brief tornadoes. That being said, you don't want to be on the beach if one of these comes on shore. One, you're going to get sandblasted to heck, and that's not very fun, trust me. We can attest to that from our tropical cyclone chases. Being sandblasted, not fun. Two, if you've got beach chairs, umbrellas, they can go flying. And believe it or not, if an umbrella pole decides to pay you a visit, it's probably going to hurt, and at worst case, it's going to become a part of your body, and let's just not go down that road. And third, guess what? They can still do some minor structural damage, take off shingles, etc., knock some trees down, and, I mean, sometimes waterspouts are a little more rowdy and can do some more significant damage. Either way, don't go outside and try to intercept a waterspout. I mean, yeah, it'd be a cool social media video, but at the same time, I'd have to spend half my evening ridiculing you, and frankly, I don't want to do that. I want to go back to power washing the driveway. So that is what we have going on this evening. We've got a waterspout moving onshore near Gilchrist, kind of towards the west end of High Island. This is on the Bolivar Peninsula. This is going to be well northeast of Port Bolivar. This is probably 25, 30 miles northeast of Galveston and Galveston Island. This is northeast of the Bolivar Peninsula, the little town right there itself, down Highway 87. This is moving towards High Island. I know there's some cameras down there. Some folks have beach cameras, and they might have a view of this. We'll see. I can, take a look-see. But, again, these are going to be waterspouts associated with tropical showers, tropical thunderstorms that are moving onshore. They're not long-lived. They're probably very weak. It probably won't make it more than a few blocks inland if they even make it onshore at all. And they are not associated with the larger scale weather pattern we have ongoing farther west, where we have showers and thunderstorms with some localized flooding. We've got a flash flood warning for Laredo. We've got some heavy rain falling around the Austin metro, out towards Lakeway, up towards Georgetown. More isolated thunderstorms all the way up I-35 to Waco, just to make I-35 more pleasant than it would otherwise be. And yeah, there's sarcasm. There's a lot of sarcasm with that. We'll go ahead and look at the Laredo flash flood warning. You can see this is a relatively small flash flood warning. We'll go ahead and I'm going to switch products real quick. And this is going to show us rainfall over the last, let's see. I'll just use this. Yeah, it looks like 1 to 2 inches of rain fell over Laredo pretty quickly over the last hour, and we probably had rain falling before that, so yeah, we could have a couple inches of rain. You can see the radars estimate about 2 inches of rain, and in tropical environments, they typically underdo rain estimates. So yeah, we've got some flash flooding ongoing around Laredo, a lot of street flooding. Stay off the roads if you can around there. The water will drain pretty quickly now that rain intensity is falling. Rain falling. Let's rephrase that so I don't sound like such a butthead. That would be decreasing in intensity. So here's what we have going on. We've got a little shower thunderstorm southeast of Innuit, moving towards Highway 65, south and east of town. This is going to be with a waterspout that was observed moving onshore. We've got a second storm straddling the Bolivar Peninsula, moving towards the west side of High Island. The potential for a waterspout. And again, these are not your typical long-lived tornadoes. These are not anything like we dealt with this spring. These are not tornadoes that we expect to stay down for a long time. These are generally very weak and brief. Frankly, we typically can have waterspouts at least a couple days each week during the summer months when we have showers and storms offshore. It's just they typically stay offshore, but sometimes they like to say hello to the beach and try to throw some umbrellas around because, I mean, come on, umbrellas are pretty aerodynamic. Who doesn't want to try and throw one a couple hundred feet into the air? It's fun. In a sort of messed up sense, but I'm a storm chaser. I chase tornadoes, so I've obviously got a few screws loose. So, this is going to be a tornado warning for portions of northeastern Galveston, southeastern Chambers County on the upper Texas coast. This is going to be a bit east of Crystal Beach now, about 20 to 25 miles northeast of Galveston Pier 21. Not all that far southwest of High Island. If we do have a water spout, it'd probably be about 4 to 5 miles southwest of High Island. The good news is, though, let's go ahead and switch to a radar loop. I'm going to just try and loop the last half hour. And you'll see this thunderstorm's actually moving offshore. So, with that in mind, hopefully, if there's a water spout, it would be near the pendant on the southeast side of the storm, which would now be several miles into the Gulf of Mexico. This storm's moving away from the shore, so we'll give it a few more minutes, but I expect and anticipate, unless something weird's going on, if there's a water spout, it's offshore and moving away from the shore at this point. You can see we've got an outflow boundary interacting with this little shower south of Anuik, and that's probably why we had a tornado warning issued. Those outflow boundaries can locally enhance your low-level storm relative helicity or low-level spin available to thunderstorms, and sometimes there's just enough vorticity in place to stretch out a brief water spout or a brief tornado. So, as that outflow boundary passes through the storm over the last 10 minutes, we may have had a brief water spout or a brief tornado. That outflow boundary continues to move west. The storm's moving east. You can see as the outflow boundary interacted with the storm, it pulsed up a bit. And that's typical summertime thunderstorm behavior with single-cell thunderstorms. The threat for water spouts probably decreasing with that storm because, one, it's over land, so if it drops something, it'd be a tornado. We'll have to keep an eye on these storms farther southwest just in case they try to briefly produce tornadoes or a water spout as they move closer to the shore. But otherwise, I do believe this was an anomaly and not going to be commonplace tonight. And frankly, most of these should quit being so rowdy once we get past sunset. Yeah, we're still going to have showers and storms tonight. We've got a little cool front, or let me rephrase that, it's August, a not as hot front moving on southeast across Texas, and that is helping provide the lift necessary for more widespread showers and storms, and we'll probably see that continue tonight. So, real quick, I want to take a look, zoomed out, we're going to take a look at surface temperatures. I have to change some labels real quick. I haven't set the hotkeys up for that because, you know, why would I do that when, obviously, it would be mighty useful to me. So, let me do that. We'll get rid of some city labels. We'll go ahead and clear everything off the map, and these are going to be your surface temperatures. That's your surface temperature map. Let me get the surface temperature. Well, that's buoys. There we go. Apologies. Get some of these to pop up. You can see temperatures are only, I say this, only in the 80s. The northwest half of Texas, we've got 70s, low 80s, 90 degrees in Breckenridge right now. 84 degrees at DFW, 82 in Oklahoma City. Folks, those are about 15 degrees below, well, 10 to 15 degrees below what is typical for early August. We'll switch to a different product. This is going to be your dew points, way to measure moisture. Notice southeast of that cool front, dew points are in the mid-70s. 81 degree dew point in Corpus Christi. That is truly air you can wear. That is pitifully sad. That is, no. But unfortunately typical for the summertime months. What's not typical is a cool front bringing dew points in the 40s, 50s, even lower 60s across the northwest half of Texas. I mean, that is huge relief from humidity and, frankly, a full-blown blessing for the second day of August. I mean, go back 10 years, 2011. Yeah, that whole heat wave, the nasty heat that was similar to that of 1980, maybe a bit worse. The wildfire outbreaks in August and September. The Bastrop complex, all that was 10 years ago. Hard to believe, but this is polar opposite. It's a blessing, really. We've been pretty lucky this summer as a whole. Yeah, it's been hot and humid at times, but so far away from 2011, 1980, and some of our typical summers where we'd be lucky to see rain at all for a couple of months outside of a tropical cyclone. So, with that being said, I do believe the threat for water spouts And brief tornadoes along the upper Texas coast is decreasing now. We'll keep an eye on it, but at this point I feel comfortable letting y'all go back to your evening routines. Mine will be going back and power washing the driveway. So, I'm David Reimer at the Texas Storm Chasers. Thanks for tuning in this evening with our unexpected little waterspout fest on the upper Texas coast. You can keep an eye on the sky with the Texas Storm Chasers interactive weather radar on our website, texasstormchasers.com/radar, or by downloading our free mobile app, Texas Storm Chasers, on your app store. Y'all have a great evening. God bless. Enjoy the cooler weather, at least those of you in the northwest half of Texas, southeast half of Texas. I'm sorry, don't hate me. I am Baldy and Chief for the Weather Leprechaun, so it is what it is. Everyone's going to be hotter than they want to be come this upcoming weekend as our heat wave returns. Temperatures into the hundreds. Heat advisory criteria this weekend with overnight lows getting back up into the upper 70s and 80s. So enjoy the cooler weather while you can. It's going to be very hot this weekend. Adios.